Ciao, good morning, welcome back to the vlogs. We're in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon. Looking at some pork. I'm going to do my very best to try and focus on where I'm walking as well as filming and talking. This city is the busiest I've ever experienced when it comes to traffic. And just the sheer amount of people that are around the place, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just wild. So many motorbikes. Crossing the road is a real challenge. There's been many times where I'm just standing there waiting for a break in traffic and it just doesn't come. It's, yeah, hard to describe. But yeah, it's been over a week since the last vlog. Just didn't feel like filming, to be honest. Been enjoying my time, relaxing, spending time at the beach, and exploring. So I spent 5 nights after my last vlog. I went to Dalat, which is a mountainous area about 4 hours from where I was in Nha Trang. Cool little city, much cooler climate, plenty of nice places to eat, coffee, yeah, just a nice little vibe in the city. And then from there we went 4 hours back down to the coast, to a town called Mui Nei. The closest city to there is Phan Thiet. It was okay. Could have skipped it, to be honest, but you know, I had a little bit of extra time, so decided to go down there. There wasn't really much there, and it was stinking hot, like really hot. The sun was brutal. The beaches were nothing to write home about. So yeah, spent 3 nights there, and then it was a 4-hour bus ride up here to Ho Chi Minh. Again, it's brutally hot here. I've been here 2 nights so far, and my strategy has been get up in the morning, go out for a couple of hours, then go back to my apartment, which I'll show you that later on. Spend the afternoon there, or the lunchtime period there, and then go back out towards sunset when it tends to cool down a little bit. And it's a bit more manageable. So far, I really am enjoying Ho Chi Minh. I enjoy the chaos. See there, just the amount of traffic, it's just everywhere. Plenty to do around here, so I'm going to be here a week, and yeah, show you guys around. That was Cafe Slow. Cool little cafe, nice atmosphere, very relaxed. People generally were just working or reading, listening to music, sitting with one guy who was drawing, so he was he was just copying album artwork off his iPad. It was really, really good. I didn't film that because I just didn't feel it was necessary, but I did take photos, which I put on my Instagram. You'll be able to see it on there. Yeah, definitely would recommend checking out that place. I'm not entirely sure this is. I'm recording someone recording a girl. Mad for TV. Commercial maybe. So I'm heading to Thanh Market. That's how you pronounce it. It's one of the central markets here in Ho Chi Minh. It's very much, from what I've read, it's very much a market for the tourists. In terms of what they sell, you don't tend to get locals going there. The reason why I'm going there is I'm looking for two things: a new backpack. I'll explain why I need a new backpack later if I actually find one that I want. But as well as that, I'm looking for a HDMI cable, which is proving to be a difficult thing to find. I've gone into 3 or 4 electronic shops near where I'm staying, and no one seems to either sell them or know what they are. So this is a little street food complex here. Street food, naked tourists. Quite up the prices. I found here in Ho Chi Minh, in terms of getting food, quite cheap, as with everywhere. But as I've come further down south, I've actually found things to be cheaper than up north, which is a bit strange because Ho Chi Minh is the economic capital. Nice bit of water sprinkler. Yeah, so I thought it would be the other way around. Prices are very reasonable down here. There's an abundance of food options, which is also great. Last night I went to a local park. So this park is quite famous for the locals going there to play an assortment of different sporting activities after work during the sunset. And then you also, from what I read, if you're sitting alone in the park as a foreigner, they tend to have locals come over and talk to you to practice their English. So I had that happen to me last night, which was really cool. The person that came and spoke to me was a student, and their English was actually pretty good. So it's just really nice having those sort of interactions. And then I ended up at a little local restaurant by the river. Sat down for a beer and ended up staying there for a couple of hours because a group of 4 male businessmen was sitting next to me. Got a case of beer and an esky filled up with ice, and just started talking, and then they got me to join. They asked me to join them, and yeah, that's how it goes here. Sit on your own, and then locals will be curious what you're doing here, and then from there you end up joining them and getting 5 or 6 beers, which is really cool. Let's check out the amount of motorbikes that are parked here. It's probably all people that are working here, I'm guessing. Just goes all the way down that street. There are hundreds of motorbikes here.
Is that for you?
No thanks. I'm not going to film in here because it's same from past vlogs. No thanks. But I'd say if you're claustrophobic, don't come here because it's very tight spaces. I'm a bit used to being stopped by random people and asked to take selfies. Okay, so successful market hunt. Managed to buy a backpack, So the reason why I want a new backpack is later on in this trip I'll be going on a multi-day hike in Albania and Montenegro. It's called Peaks of the Balkans. I'll be joined by one of my mates back home. It goes for about 8 or 9 days. Still sorting out the route. But basically my 30 litre bag that I've got at the moment, which is an Osprey Porter 30 litre I think. Not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor me, I'd be happy to work with them. Yeah, so I needed a hiking backpack which was going to be larger, so I ended up finding one in the market there. 50 litre bag, I think I paid $50 or $55 for it, which is, you know, a fourth of the cost that you pay, you know, if it was a legitimate bag. It's obviously a fake knockoff of a popular brand, but that's fine. I really only just need it for the hike, and if it lasts me longer than that, then that'll be good. I also found a Denver Nuggets jersey, Jokic Denver Nuggets jersey, little white one, which I've been looking for a very long time. So and that was like $20. So I definitely could have haggled down a bit more, but I'm not really into bargaining, so I didn't push it too much. Yeah, successful little shopping trip. Something that surprised me about Saigon is the amount of high-rise buildings. I wasn't expecting that. It's quite a modern city by Vietnamese standards, or at least from the places that I've been. Yeah, so there's a lot of, whether it be hotels or banks, just a lot of high-rise buildings around the place. And I saw my first 7-Eleven in Vietnam. There's a couple of them scattered around the city. I hadn't seen any. I actually didn't know 7-Eleven were in Vietnam, so that's also been a nice little surprise.
Yeah, but you said cheaper.
Looks like an abandoned Chinese cafe with graffiti all over the windows. Bit of a shame. So they're building this massive street parade, I guess temporary seating, and which leads up to the Grand Palace at the end there. I don't know if you can see that from the shot. But yeah, so it's approaching the 50-year reunification, I think they're calling it, for Vietnam. So they're going to have big street parade and I guess other celebrations. I think from memory it was going to be just after I leave, so might be like May the 2nd or something like that, I'm not too sure. This is just one of the other little parks that they've got here, which is really nice to hang out in. Yeah, so that's happening, could be end of next week I think, just after I leave. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty big celebration. This is the road to my apartment. It's an absolute shit show. Just dusty, dirt,